Hey friendo, Steve here. Welcome back to Wrestle Juice. So the WrestleMania kickoff show from Las Vegas came and went. Man, I thought it was pretty cool. We did a whole review of it over at the Going in Raw channel. But I thought it was really awesome. I thought that the chaos there at the end, where seemingly Triple H has made official Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns as the main event of WrestleMania, but The Rock being on the board of directors and being pissed off about Cody Rhodes speaking ill of the Bloodline's family name or whatever. How is that going to play into things? Is this going to lead to some other match? Perhaps Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes versus The Rock and Roman Reigns, because it seems like Seth Rollins still... I don't know what's going on here, but it's wildly fun. I thought it was awesome, and I know a lot of people were confused by it. I appreciated this tweet from Brian Gewirtz. He's The Rock's right-hand man, the writer, a head writer on Raw for 10 years, and he said this is only Chapter 1. What does that mean? Chapter 1 heading into WrestleMania, or Chapter 1 of like a years-long story? I don't know, but this is Wrestle Juice. We're here to look at your hot takes, so that's what we're going to do right now. First up from Jackie Boy, heel Rock was best case scenario. I was thoroughly entertained. It's interesting, earlier today on the Pat McAfee show, The Rock showed up and blasted that certain segment of Cody Rhodes fans. He calls them the Cody Crybabies. He was singling out the people who were going overboard with the "we want Cody" stuff. Of course, unfortunately, as is the case usually with the internet wrestling community, there's a section of fans that take things way too far, that sort of suck the fun out of things, and that led to, I guess, his daughter Ava having to delete her Twitter because she was receiving death threats in her DMs, which is, what's wrong with you people? Come on now. So anyways, The Rock went off on that, but remaining in character for this press event, and understand this crowd was a very sort of, I'm not going to say confused, but the crowd was giving The Rock all sorts of responses, from cheers all the way to boos. Same can be said for Cody Rhodes, and it was interesting to see them navigate that stuff. And I'm not even going to say this is heel Rock. I'll be honest with you. This doesn't seem like heel Rock. This just seems like pissed off Rock because of Cody Rhodes saying what he said and him being kind of pissed off that the foregone conclusion isn't simply The Rock versus Roman Reigns, the Bloodline match that everybody wants to see. I thought it was just pissed off Rock. I really liked it. I thought it was awesome. And it's not necessarily heel Rock. It's just multi-dimensional Rock. Like, hey, I'm good guy until you piss me off. And I really like that about The Rock in this situation. Ranting Lomback says unpredictable developments. Why can't I talk? Because it's 11:38. Unpredictable developments are a good thing. I absolutely agree. I still don't know what this match is going to be. Is it going to take place over nights 1 and night 2? Is it going to be one match? Is this going to be like one match that leads to a rematch? Is it going to spill into Elimination Chamber? Is it going to go to a Saudi show? Like, what is it going to take the entire year, or is this only going to be a WrestleMania thing? I love that we were left with a lot of question marks at the end of this because the actual content was so compelling. I don't want to know right now what's going to happen. I want to be there along for the ride so that when we get that big payoff, it's going to be really cool. And it's weird because I feel like a lot of people just want to know now. I want to know right now that Cody Rhodes is going to win the title. Just fucking relax and enjoy the ride, man. A Red Lit says this was so good in fact that it feels like it was the plan from the beginning. Interesting audience, engaging storylines that make us think and, more importantly, care. I was all in for the Triple H era. Now I'm in for the Triple H Endeavor Rock era. Yeah, this was cool. I like this. As far as it being the plan from the beginning, we can talk about that right now, because I am really curious to know if the bit on Friday on SmackDown with Cody saying, I'm not going to do this at WrestleMania, WWE seeing the crowd response. Here's my theory right now. And again, it's late at night, so Conspiracy Steve might show up. I feel like the plan was always going to be a certain thing. Whether or not that thing was Cody Reigns, Cody Seth versus Rock Reigns, I don't know. I don't know what the thing always was going to be, but I feel like the thing was always going to be that thing, the main event, right? Okay, follow me. So for example, if the plan was always Cody Reigns, then I feel like that was never going to change. It was never going to be Rock Reigns. They saw the response and then they changed to Cody Reigns. I don't think that happened at all. I just don't know if what happened on Friday and the subsequent reaction caused them to change the way the story was told at this press event. Because right when The Rock showed up and confronted Roman Reigns, the graphic for the press event. So the press event was always going to happen. Cody saying, I'm not going to do it at WrestleMania, and then changing his mind today without much of an explanation. There might have been a pivot in the way they were going to get to whatever they're going to get to. Triple H made it official, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, but I know The Rock is going to step in and exert some power. I know that's going to happen. But is it possible that they changed creative direction once they saw the reaction to the Friday segment? That's a possibility. I also get the feeling that very few people are actually in the know. It would not shock me at all if it was like The Rock, his guy Brian Gewirtz, Triple H, the two heads of Endeavor, Heyman probably, Roman obviously, Cody, Seth probably, but like nobody else. Like only the people who need to know are in the know, because the wrestling media out there, the journalists out there, the Dave Meltzers, the Brian Alvarez's, they're all sort of going in circles with like, oh, what is this? What does this mean? Nobody knows. None of their sources are saying a damn thing that makes any sense. That's actually what's going on. So nobody really seems to know what the actual plan is. And I kind of love that. Let's move on. Kareem here got the most thumbs up on his comment, said that Rock turning heel is kind of nice instead of doing the same old thing. I think a lot of people agree with that, man. But again, I don't really see it as being heel Rock. I see it as being keeping it real Rock. Digipal6910 says, if Punk was healthy, I'd want to see Punk versus Rock at Mania main event night 1. The amount of shade he threw in their history would definitely justify it. Yeah, that'd be cool. By the way, shout out to Big E, Pat McAfee, CM Punk, and Michael Cole for holding it down on the panel, hosting the gig. I thought CM Punk was hilarious, saying shit like, you solve personality disputes backstage by fighting. I thought that was wildly hilarious. And you see Big E laughing at that shit too. I thought Punk playing with his reputation back in the other place was absolutely hilarious. I thought Pat McAfee was absolutely hilarious. I thought they did such a great job selling this and keeping it entertaining. Shout out to CM Punk, man. It seems like that dude's having a lot of fun, and it seems like he's in a good headspace, which seems to be pretty awesome. Here we go. J-Red has the quote, Punk for best commentary ever. You got to fight back even against executives. Because he mentioned The Rock, slapping his employee, Cody Rhodes. That was hilarious. Mr. Michael Law 2011 says Jacob Fatu finna be the Samoan APA for Cody. It'll be interesting. Jacob Fatu apparently is currently a free agent. Is he going to factor into this, or are they going to think he's too sort of redundant with Solo Sikoa? Jacob Fatu is probably one of the top names in the independent circuit, one of the top free agents right now, regardless of his status as Bloodline guy. But as you guys saw from Rock's family tree, he is firmly in that Bloodline tree. Bring him into the company, man. I think that'd be pretty awesome. Tom of the Pop says, now we know why The Rock has been wearing glasses lately. He's been staring at his computer screen for too long, making Bloodline graphics. Oh, man. When he busted out that giant family tree, I thought that was hilarious and also really awesome. I love that. I thought it was cool, man. They're bringing some heavy shit in this. I'm so glad we're not getting kind of one-dimensional Rock talking about your butt smells and Fruit Loops. I love that Rock is invested in this, man. I think it's great. All right, here's a hot take for you. Daniel Acosta Art says, this was unplanned from the start, and they're clearly just making it up as they go. I don't know, man. To me, it feels like this is entirely planned. However, it does seem like maybe, just maybe, what happened on Friday on SmackDown, they had to pivot given the reaction. That's sort of my only thing. But if they're, hey, look, I'll be honest with you, Daniel, if they're making this up as they go along, I'm here for it, man. I don't know who's making it up as they go along, but that's some pretty good improv right there. Tony the Pokemon guy says, should have involved all the champs. My one huge gripe with this whole thing is the lack of Bayley and Io Sky. Like, they didn't really feature very many people. I know Rhea's like the top star of the women's division. I get that. So her and Becky, that's sort of more of a marquee match maybe than Bayley and Io Sky. But Bayley won the Rumble. I think that each of the Rumble winners should get, and this, they have not done this, each of the Rumble winners should get a main event of each night. Like, the women should get night 1 or night 2, depending on what's hotter, and the men should get night 1 or night 2, depending on what's hotter. They should split it up. Bayley versus Io is number one. I think that is going to be one of the best matches of WrestleMania this year. Because they're both phenomenal wrestlers. But number two, man, that segment on SmackDown last week, it was overshadowed by the Cody stuff, but it was really, really good. Totally deserves a main event this year. Dog of War says it's great that we're getting Cody versus Roman, but in doing so, they've truly made the World Heavyweight Championship feel secondary. My long shot hope for the World Heavyweight Championship now is we get Roman Rock versus Cody Seth match at Elimination Chamber that leads to Rock versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I don't know that The Rock is in condition to wrestle. I don't, maybe he is. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I kind of agree that the whole setup made Seth look a little on the secondary, but it also kind of made Roman feel that way too. And I hope that this longer story is going to feature Roman as more than sort of The Rock's second guy. You know what I mean? Like, Rock wanted this match for the prestige of the family, the prestige of the bloodline. And when it came time, though, he defended Roman and said blood is thicker than all this business. And they rode off in the sunset together. But Roman was sort of at Rock's side as opposed to Rock being at Roman's side, if you know what I mean. Obviously, Rock is the man. He's on the board of directors. But Roman ain't no slouch either. In the same respect, Seth Rollins came off as secondary too, but he did jump to the occasion when it came time to defend Cody Rhodes as well, which I really appreciate. And I do hope that if this whole Mania thing, if it ends up being a fatal four-way, I don't know. If it ends up being a big thing involving Seth Rollins, he's going to get his own moment to shine as well. On the other hand, maybe he'll just run back to Raw on Monday and be able to pick up with like the Drew McIntyre stuff, because I thought that stuff was really, really good. Maybe they'll throw Sammy in there as well. I don't know. But I do feel like Seth will get back on a roll, even if he's separated away from this bloodline stuff. But I don't know what's going to be the case. He might be involved in it somehow. Patrick Cheeseman says Triple H has been playing the long game and returns to action, a tag with Cody against Rock and Roman. You know he wishes he could. You know he would jump at that opportunity if he was able to. I think he's got that heart condition that's going to keep him from doing that. But, man, I think that'd be really cool. Aaron Garcia says this has the potential to be the best Rock run of all time. In terms of performance, I think so. There's no beating 1998 Rock, though. There really is no beating 97, 98 Rock. Oh, my God. That was like, oh, my God, that was so good. Look at this. Lord Blake Whitehouse and I actually agreeing for once. He says this press conference kind of proves that Cody losing last year was the right call. This is the most fascinating and unpredictable story I've ever witnessed in wrestling, and it wouldn't be anywhere near as good as if Cody had won. I agree, and it makes you wonder. The Rock had mentioned, The Rock said that he and Vince McMahon and Nick Khan had talked about him coming in last year, and he wanted to do something really elaborate. Makes me wonder if this is what he was pitching to Vince and Nick last year, and they didn't want to go through with it. Now that Vince is out of the picture, it's Triple H. And he probably gets it. He probably understands it. And by the way, the presentation was off the charts good. I thought it was awesome. They used better cameras. It looked like a modern day thing. It's crazy to think that as long as Kevin Dunn was there, that presentation was just stuck like 10, 15 years ago. They were not advancing to the modern age of TV presentation at all with Kevin Dunn. That guy's gone, and look at how much it's improved. Shayer Moen says, I saw someone say that Roman in those backstage vids look like a right-hand man now. I think that may play into this too. I think if they play a long game, dude, this could be the start of a years-long story, and that could be really, really good stuff. Zoe Jeremy says, that was so convoluted for literally no reason. I like to include some takes on here that I don't agree with, and I don't agree with this one, but hey, 13 people voted a thumbs up. I didn't think it was, I think that, yeah, the Cody stuff on Friday probably could have made a little bit more sense, but man, it got really, people got talking. So, but in terms of like the actual press conference, I didn't think it was that convoluted. Sir Sketch is feeling where I'm coming from, says I'm here for the what the hell will happen chaos, and I'm not an embrace the chaos type of guy. Oh, I am. I love the chaos, man. I think it's great. C. Jones says, I don't care if this is a shoot work or whatever, but they have me so hooked and excited to see what's going to happen next. I genuinely don't know, and that makes it so fun. I know, man. I agree with that. I don't know. I don't know what was planned, what wasn't planned, what people knew, what they didn't know. Like, I think they're throwing everybody for a loop, and I'm here for it. Oliver Wells, 1776, says it's wild that Roman keeps talking shit about Seth when he's literally never beaten Seth Rollins in any of their matches. I think he has, like a long time ago, like there was a match on Raw. But in terms of certainly Tribal Chief era Roman Reigns, he has never beat Seth Rollins. And I kind of think that's the point. He keeps on referring to Seth Rollins as the second place guy, but he's never beat Seth. And I think that's probably the reason why. I think that insecurity that Roman Reigns has, because that's what his character is all about, all those insecurities. That insecurity is why he targets Seth the way he does. Faithy here says they booked themselves into a corner, but some way, somehow pulled themselves out. Touche. I agree with that. Kareem Ramsey says bad move by Cody because Rocky's going to bring the whole damn family on him. He's like, look at all these people on the tree. You see everybody on the lower level right there? The Rock says, I'm going to go out and hire every single one of them to line up around the ring during your match, Cody. You're not getting out of there with that title. All right, we're going to end on this one because I love it. Musical Riot Girl says, my hot take is this company can never do anything clearly and decisively. Everything is convoluted, and A plus B minus C divided by D equals 13. I don't understand why that is. Hey, man, regardless if I agree with this or not, I love the way you put that. Oh, man. I don't know. So for the longest time, this company couldn't do anything clearly and decisively because you know who was running things, and he'd wake up one day and be like, I want to change everything, pal. I think that in the Triple H era, the dude will pivot on a dime if he feels like the story beat didn't work and wants to try something different and better. And I think he's done that a couple times now, and I think it's panned out. I do appreciate this, though. This company can never do anything clearly and decisively. That's a good one. Anyways, thanks, everybody, for your hot takes. I appreciate it. I love hearing what you guys have to think about this stuff. Do me a favor, man. Hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up. And till next time, we'll see you guys around.